So this is your strategy that you use to
That's
break down barriers.
one of them. I always think of some other outcomes like, well, one of the things that I do if I'm walking into a room or onto a stage, and I need to break through some fears, what I do, and I can do this as much as, probably like a week ahead of time, is that I actually start from the end of my speech, and I literally write it down from the ending of the speech, and I work my way forward. Does that make sense? In other words,
yes,
at the end, the outcome, and I work my way back. And by doing that, it kind of helps me map out and have a vision for the way it flows. So when I break down and break through that, that barrier of fear, because I have already seen a positive outcome.
yes, it's true.
Right.
It's the kind of practice. But
another way, another strategy in any kind of situation beyond that is just pure communication. If you don't communicate in difficult situations, difficult conversations, nothing will change. But you can expect huge changes when you're willing to step up and have difficult conversations and keeping the lines of communication very clear. So those are just kind of two little strategies, that I use, and of course the one where I have my conversation with God and ask Him to take the burden of the outcome.
Yeah.
His shoulders. And, in that way I'm at ease having difficult or challenging conversations because I've given the responsibility of the outcome onto the shoulders of my God. I have worked myself through the situation before it even happens. I've studied every possible way I could study to prepare for my situation, for my presentation, for my meeting, whatever it is. And so I've managed to set myself up as best I can, as best that I know I can. And so that's a powerful strategy. It's just setting yourself up for a positive outcome in every opportunity.
Exactly. You have to be positive, believe in yourself, and do what you have to do, the best that you can do.
Yes, exactly right. Always have to, and speak. The Four Agreements is just such an amazing book for anybody that's out there that needs some strategies on just life in general. It's just there's four general agreements that we all have with ourselves, and it seems so simple now that I know them, but I didn't know them before I read. I knew them, but I didn't know that I knew them. Does that make sense? Sometimes you sit there and go, oh, that makes so much sense now. But the Four Agreements are being impeccable with your words, speaking with integrity, say what you mean, and avoid using words to speak against yourself or gossip, and just speak in truth and love. And the second one is don't take anything personally.
Yes.
Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own self and their own self-esteem and their own reality, their own dream. So if you don't take anything personally, you don't become that victim. Never make assumptions. Always have the courage to ask questions and express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can and to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. And then that last one and the most important one is always do your best.
That's it.
Right? And your best is going to change from moment to moment. It'll be different when you're healthy as opposed to when you're sick. Just simply do your best and you'll avoid self-study.
Exactly. Once you know you did your best, that's all what you can do.
Right. Exactly right. So those four are: be impeccable with your words, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best.
Yes.
So that's another strategy that I try to use, and that's a tough one for me. but it's one that I think is valuable, and I hope that your listeners will find it valuable too. And it's such a great, great book. I highly recommend it. It's by Don Miguel Ruiz, and it's called The 4 Agreements, and it's how to create love and happiness in your life. So I encourage everyone to get that book. So it's wonderful.
Yes, absolutely. Everything helps.
Yes. Well, tell me, Orit, what do you do? What are some strategies that you use as a leader?
I just like you, I try to push away the fear. I try just to go ahead. And I believe in myself. I believe that I can do it. So that's one thing, that's one push that we all need to practice. We all need to remember.
Yes.
As much as you say, the same thing as what you say. We just have to ignore the fear. It's there. It's every day. Just ignore it. Just think positively. And your strategies, the 4 points of strategy is very helpful.
Right. And I tell you, I'm telling you, putting that, the outcome on God's shoulders or a benevolent being, whatever you need to, the universe, whatever you call it.
Exactly.
Reduces your anxiety. Harvard and Stanford have studies that show that it reduces your anxiety by over 85% in any situation. So it's easier to be fearless when you don't have all that anxiety, right?
Yes, it is.
And you can lead people.
It's true. You have to clean your heart, to clean it completely and give it to God. He's the decider.
Right. Exactly right.
To a higher power, whatever you want to call it, like you said.
Exactly right. And I tell you what, if you do that, you will find that your speaking engagements go easier. It's just a great tool, and it's a tool that other people use all the time, and incredible leaders use. And, when Harvard and Stanford start studying things like that, then you know that they're on to something. So it's a great strategy for your listeners.
It is a great strategy. It is, absolutely.
Yes,
I think we are all going to learn from everyone's experiences, everyone's knowledge, and we have to apply it to ourselves.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And that's one of the things that I highly recommend to everybody is that they do some research on what will work for them and, and find out how they can lessen their anxiety by making some simple decisions to change their mindset.
Yes. This is changing the negativity, the mindset, whatever it is. Just free yourself.
Absolutely.
Yes, just free yourself. Everything is in God's hands anyway. So.
Yes, absolutely. We don't have a lot of, all we can do is prepare ourselves. Then we have to just let go and let God do, what needs to be done to help us be successful.
Yes. Yes.
And to make a great presentation or to make a good speech, to make a positive, an impact.
Yes, to make an impact, yes.
You know what? It's when you have freed yourself from the outcome.
Exactly. Then you're free to say. You're free to say whatever you want to say or whatever you want to do.
Right. Exactly right. Exactly right. Well, I'm so grateful that we've been able to talk about being a leader and what it takes to be fearless, or at least trying our hardest to be fearless leaders, because you and I want to make an impact on our community.
Exactly. And give a role model.
Right.
So others can learn.
Do that by cowering behind a desk. You have to be able to get up there, and you have to be able to speak your passion, speak your truth, come
Yes.
from your heart and be able to champion something. And it's hard to champion something when you don't know what it takes to open your mouth. So, using some simple strategies, like I just said, helps you to be able to become a leader, become less fearful, and become a champion for your cause and for your passion.
Yes. I would like to really thank you for participating in this call. And it's a great lesson that we can all learn from.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And this, I would love to sit there and tell you that this is something that I came up with on my own, but I didn't. These are studies that I've read from some of the great institutions out there. So I'm just grateful to have been able to share them with some of your listeners tonight.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much.